We're coming at you live from the Tuda Ramble studio. This is the Cabbage crew. I'm John.
I'm Matt.
And today we're going to be doing the What Ifs Season 3.
We're not live, by the way.
I just wanted to...
He really wanted to do that.
I have this beautiful mic in my face, and I just thought I was in a radio studio.
He really wanted to do that, so
I
allowed him.
I can do what I want, Matthias. Okay.
I'm sorry. So today we're going to be doing Season 3, What Ifs. So I guess any stories you want to tell real quick?
Do you want to know what happened last night?
Last night was wild.
Well, as you can see, Matt and I are back down in the Washington, D.C. area again, like we said, in the Tuda Ramble studio. So there was a small
About a 25-person get together.
25-person get together. Party city over here, and wearing my Teddy shirt.
Yeah, we're sweaty.
So American, and
we're sweaty, tired, and we helped someone move this morning. Man,
And don't worry, it wasn't Austin or Richie. Don't worry.
No, they're not moving. Well, they are, but is that breaking news?
I don't know.
Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Oh, by the way, this week we're gonna be going to Anime Con.
Yes.
So we're gonna probably do a couple different videos on that, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 100. We're inching towards the 90s.
We got 90.
We have 90. So
90.
let's get 10 more.
Tell your friends. Tell your relatives. Tell your family.
You don't have to tell them. Just grab their phones. Press subscribe. That's all you need to do.
Right.
All right. Let's jump into this. We go ahead and have Season 3. Let's start it off with, I like this one. This is one you thought of. What if Zuko never attended the war meeting in Season 3?
And that is a very fine question.
It is.
Since I came up with it.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and start?
Well, I'm asking you.
Oh. Well, if he never attended the war meeting, I think there could be a couple ripple effects. One being that the obvious one is that he would have never known about the plan of Ozai. So maybe they would have waited until essentially the comet came and lost. They were like, oops. And a lot of the Earth Kingdom would have been burnt down. I feel like the plan of Ozai wasn't that good. Like, he was just going to burn down crops. Like, were they going to... Yeah, those like 8 ships were not going to go through the entire Earth Kingdom and kill every Earth Kingdom.
Well,
Earthbender.
We also don't know the perspective of how long the actual fight was.
Comment as well.
The fight between Ozai and Aang, because like it was after the fight that the comet like went away. So
let's say the comet came for 15 minutes. Let's say it came.
But we don't know.
Let's just, for argument's sake, let's say an hour, which is like, I think, on the high end.
Sure.
Let's say they fought for an hour. You think 8 ships would be able to go through the entire Earth Kingdom in 1 hour?
No, but it'd been a significant amount.
Because
an hour, I mean, there's a lot of travel happening. I mean, like Appa flies, like within an hour,
Appa a whole season.
It does, but they're also like hopping around, like they're stopping.
Yeah, no, but think of it like this: Appa went from the Earth Kingdom, a little cavern place with June, to Ba Sing Se in a day. So in 1 hour, how much would they really get done? They probably would have never even made it to Ba Sing Se.
Good point. I don't think that was the whole point of doing, taking over Ba Sing Se like that. That was just occupied territory. I don't think they were gonna.
No, true.
I don't think they were gonna, go in and just annihilate the city. They
probably wanted to get the smaller things, like in between the ocean and the desert.
Yeah,
those little territories. Okay,
just the rocks and cliffs,
cliffs and little farm towns.
That's right.
Maybe Holden's in there.
No, that's a
inside joke.
Inside joke.
Yeah. So I think yeah. I mean, that's one. I mean, they would have probably just Aang would have never prepared for it, and they would have just had to deal with 30% of the Earth Kingdom being in flames. I think you could make an argument that Zuko, never hearing about it, could have maybe not have turned.
I think it would have been delayed.
Would have been delayed.
I think it would have been delayed.
Maybe it would have been delayed when it happened.
Like, I don't know if like Like I don't know if it would have been like maybe Day of Comet where like his dad is like, oh, by the way, we're doing this burning action
This isn't right.
towards the Earth Kingdom, and I think that's when Zuko would be like, what? He'd be like, what?
When the straw broke the camel's back.
Yeah, but at that point, it'd been too late.
Yeah,
and is what I think, because I don't think there would be any other way for Zuko to know unless he attended that war meeting,
right.
Because they obviously kept it as private as they could, and yeah, Zuko would have never joined the group. Aang would have never learned firebending. I mean,
Zhang would have had to teach him.
Zhang would have still been Zhang.
Go Zhang. Okay, well, next one. And that would have maybe led Zuko to become the Fire Lord.
And just to clarify, we mean the war meeting in season 3, not like when he was like 12.
Yeah, not the 12. Yes.
That's what.
Oh, that's another good one.
Because he attended 2 war meetings.
He attended 2 war meetings. Well, that would have been another one to do. Anyway, all right. So what if May and Ty Lee never betrayed Azula?
Well, that just. I think eventually Azula would have had them banished too, like the Dai Li, like.
But she only did that because she didn't trust anybody because of them.
That's true.
So you could make an argument that when Zuko and Katara showed up to take down Azula, they had no idea Ty Lee, May, and all the Dai Li were not going to be there.
Correct.
They just kind of went in hoping for the best.
Mhm.
So they would have all been there. Now May might have at that point been questioning, to actually attack Zuko or not. But they would have been there and they would have been fighting with her.
I know Agni Kai's are like 1v1, but do you think
she would have never done it? She's the one that challenged him.
Right, but do you think Zuko's going to challenge her because that's what Iroh essentially told him to do, was like, you got to face Azula, is what he said. So like, if she wasn't going to do it, then Zuko's going to do it.
But he even said, I can't do it alone. And Iroh was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Or no, Iroh said, but you can't do it alone.
Yeah.
And Zuko said, so there was never going to be an Agni Kai. He only did the Agni Kai because Azula said it.
Correct. But what I'm asking is, like, Agni Kais are always 1v1? Always?
Mm-hmm.
So then if Ty Lee and May were there, then they then would have been like a Zuko versus Azula versus.
Yeah, I think
it would have been just a fight.
Yeah, it would have been no Agni Kai because Azula only wanted it to be an Agni Kai because she knew she couldn't take them both.
Right.
So Katara said. Yeah, so the Agni Kai would have never happened because I think Azula would have known. She would have not been mentally breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
Her friends would have been with her. She would have had the Dai Li with her.
Right.
And she would probably have won. Zuko would have been like, I'm gonna be the Fire Lord, and it's like, oh, maybe not. It's funny because they went into that battle, they went into that finale not knowing that Dai Li and Ty Lee and
we're all there or not there.
We're not there.
Right.
They're just hoping for the best. Interesting.
Right. But I mean, do you think that the Fire Nation would have because it obviously looks bad, like sister versus brother, like for the throne.
Mm-hmm.
But Zuko's the oldest. So do you think it would have looked bad if, like, because like Zuko's coming back to take over being Fire Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the Fire Nation citizens would have taken like an uproar if Azula assumed the throne when Zuko came back?
Zuko
to come back to claim his throne. He's the oldest, and they accepted him coming back in the beginning of season 3.
Yeah, I think that
yeah.
No, I think because I think that if he came in and essentially if Azula was going to be handed the throne and he came in to try to do something about it and lost, I don't think there would have been uproar, because I think at that point you figure in the last 3.5 years, Zuko's only been there for 3 months. And the Fire Lord wanted it to be Azula.
But that doesn't matter. Isn't it about tradition? Like, that's what I'm trying to...
He's banished. He's kicked out.
He came back.
But he got banished again. I mean, he ran away. So
But the citizens, do they know?
Yeah, 100%.
You think so?
Yeah, 1000%.
Okay.
You don't think they would have told the citizens like, hey, there's a
I
reason
don't.
why?
They keep things tight. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Like you might be right, but like I don't.
It's true.
It's worth
They
considering.
might not have told anybody. Yeah, I think they would have showed up and lost.
That's fair. Yeah.
Azula's the new Fire Lord.
Do you think it would have been like a fight? Like, do you think the Dai Li wouldn't have joined? Do you think it would have been just a Azula, May, Ty Lee versus
No, I think they would have showed up, and the Dai Li would have been there at least
to
a couple
capture
members.
them and something?
And then Ty Lee and May. Again, May might not have been in it involved,
Mm-hmm.
but Ty Lee was there with Dai Li. They would have never beaten them 2-1, all of that.
But do you think the Dai Li would have participated? Is what I meant. Like, okay.
Yeah, 100%. Because they were loyal to Azula.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you said, the long fang, before you say thing. All right. What if Sokka did not remember the Southern Raider flags? So essentially, in the episode, the Southern Raiders, Zuko went to Sokka to find out why his sister still hated, why Katara still hated him, and asked if you remembered anything about the, I guess you could say, invasion of the Southern tribe, and which eventually led to Sokka's mother's death. And he told him about sea ravens being on the flag. So in that moment, what if Sokka did not remember the sea ravens, meaning he would have never went on that little mini quest with Katara, and Katara would have never earned the trust of Katara. So we would have went into the finale with Katara still not trusting Zuko.
Maybe.
And liking Zuko.
Maybe.
Okay.
One thought, and maybe I'm just going around it, but maybe like it's a I'm trying to think, like a more of a time-consuming mission for those two to get, like, essentially they're just like ship hopping and trying to get information, like interrogating, essentially. Like Katara would be like, "Did you kill my mother? Did you do it?
Did you kill my mother?
Yeah, I mean, she would know because like she knew by the eyes, so she would know immediately.
So
relatively immediately,
they would have been invading ships trying to find out.
Yeah,
with
different flags. They're not going to keep going ship after ship if it's the same flag, but they'll just go after different flags of the ship because Zuko would have known
asking around 10 years ago or whatever, how many years ago it was.
Yeah, because that's what they did in Southern Raiders episode.
Yeah, but they at least knew what fleet did it.
Right, and what I'm saying is they would at least go from different flags. So it's not going to be every ship.
That's a reach.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I might be going around it, but like that could be an option.
Okay.
Because I think Zuko wanted the trust bad.
It's hard to. It's crazy that she didn't even trust him a little bit after he risked his life with Sokka to save her father.
Yeah.
I don't care that much about my father.
I'm new. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, I would have thought that she would have gained some. I feel like she trusted him, but it's you watch The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Maggie and Negan. Maggie at this point does trust Negan. Like, she's like, you're obviously a good guy, but I can't get over the idea that you are a good guy. Like in her head because of what happened.
Yes.
So like it's almost the same concept.
But is he really a good guy at the end of it? It's like it's a stretch. That's I appreciate the Walking Dead metaphor. It's like a stretch because like I think there was a moment in time where he was bad, and then it was like with time, Negan became good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same as Zuko. So at a moment in time, Zuko was bad and then became good.
Right.
And she knows he's good now. Like, obviously, she's like, you went on a mission with my brother. You could have easily have done something and held him hostage. You went on a mission with my brother. You saved my father. Aang already learned firebending. Like, you're going to tell us, eventually about this big event that's going to happen. Like, so obviously he's in the group. Everything's good. But something is in the corner of her mind that's like making her not still accept him. The trust is good, but the acceptance isn't. And this was the thing that made her accept Zuko for all of his flaws, for all of the things he did, for portraying her.
Right.
She like accepts it now, and she's like, "All right, cool, we're good."
It was the nail in the coffin for it, like
yes,
to solidify the trust.
Yes, where that would have that moment of time would have never happened if they did not go get the revenge, I guess you could say, or if she couldn't have Zuko help her close the book on the person that killed her mother.
Right.
Because
what it was like revenge, justice. That's sort of the two things that were two.
It's like poison. It's like a poison snake, two-headed snake.
When you're watching your opponent fall, it's like you're getting dragged down with it or something like that.
He's like, hey, usually you're really annoying, but that was actually really clever.
this isn't some airbender preschool.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that, Guru Goody Goody.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that would be the main issue with her. She would have never gained that, which I don't know what that would have meant. Maybe during the last Agni when she joins, maybe he would have, when he jumps in the way, he would have at that moment gained the trust of her.
Right. Which was a very sweet moment.
Yeah.
When Zuko just got blasted with lightning. No, I mean when the dialogue between Katara and Zuko during that time.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yeah, again, more parallels with Zuko and Aang, because Aang has a thunderbolt scar on his back. Yeah. Zuko has it on his front.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like just in terms of how they did it.
Yeah,
I
also have always liked that, like the idea that Zuko was never able to use lightning / redirect lightning because he had turmoil inside himself, and then the moment he told his father that he's good, then he was able to like redirect the lightning.
Yeah.
Gosh, this show.
Well, I think
I've never told you I love this.
Well, let's talk about that for just like one brief second. I think Zuko could redirect lightning. It's just that we wouldn't have known because like Iroh wasn't going to shoot lightning at him during training. So like we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But I agree. Like I like how that was the first moment where he touched lightning and redirected it.
See, I like the mindset. Maybe this is my head canon. My head canon is that Zuko was never learned lightning bending. He was never able to redirect lightning because he had turmoil inside himself. That's why Iroh was like, you can have turmoil inside yourself. And the moment he confronted his father and betrayed his father, and it's like, I am now good, then he was able to lightning bend. But he just has not done it. He never learned it.
Yeah.
Next, what if Zuko was never accepted into Team Avatar? Zhong.
Yeah. If Zuko was never accepted, I don't know. Oh, do you think he would have foiled with his father's plans anyway? Or like, do you think he would have like snuck his way back in?
He would have looked for Iroh.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He might have even went back to the desert to go find that man that helped them, the White Lotus members.
Yeah,
because he would have no idea where Iroh is. So maybe he was thinking like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what Zuko would have probably have been looking for Iroh.
I agree with you. I agree with that.
Team Avatar would have had to find a firebending teacher, which would have been Zhong or Iroh.
But do you think Aang needed to learn firebending during that fight? Like that's another question. It's like,
yeah,
at that point, it's like, okay, the comet's coming. Like you can't master every element, so that means that begs the question of like, well, then you can know some bending a little bit.
Well, he did. I mean, we talked about this before. Actually, last time we sat here, I don't think he was a master of any of the elements.
Right.
So the idea of him only knowing 3 and then not even knowing firebending, he probably could have gotten away with it.
I think he knew some things from John.
He knew how to
use a leaf.
He knew how to use a leaf and breathe.
Yeah.
I guess he burnt Katara.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because like I viewed his firebending, especially whenever he was using the firebending to attack the ship that Ozai was on, or the ship that was next to him. It was basic, and it was basic firebending. It just was overpowered because of the comet. It was very basic. You know what I'm saying?
It was, but it was a basic shot. But it was still a. I don't think he would have known how to do that without. Aang
Really?
Aang did not know firebending. Because even at the end of the episode where he learns firebending, he shoots a basic shot and he's like pumped.
Right.
So you would
but you don't think like as Ozai's riding on the ship, like
no,
wait. that Aang like gets in his little squats and gets the leaf and goes
no, I don't.
Okay.
I do not think that. I think that he would have never learned it.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying he would have never learned. Like, I don't know. I just think that the comet would have done something. Aang would have taken the lessons he learned from Zhong with a basic firebending move, like, and then it'd be like slightly overpowered.
The funny thing too is that he would have never. They would not have looked for Zhong because they were even like, "What about Zhong?" He was like, "What's the chances of running Zhong?" And they like they didn't even think about it, like not even knowing Zuko was out there. They're just like, "Nah."
Right.
I think it would have been maybe it would have been interesting if Zuko and Aang were both looking for Iroh.
Zuko and Aang,
like Aang.
At the same
time, and then like ran into each other on the way to Iroh.
Yeah, and Toph would have been along the way because like she knows his movements and stuff.
Yeah,
so
maybe they would have found June to find Iroh. Like, how can we find Iroh?
Yeah, Zuko would have known.
Yeah, Zuko would have found Iroh pretty quick because he would have done that same exact.
Probably,
he would have found June and then find Iroh within a week. Zuko, if he knows anything, he knows how to find people.
Right.
Pretty quick.
Well, you're kind of the expert of tracking Aang.
Yeah. like he has experience finding people.
Yeah. But do you think it changes anything if Aang did not learn firebending at all? Like,
no.
For all intents and purposes.
I agree with you. I think in the finale fight, Aang not knowing firebending may... It in the grand scheme of things, it didn't probably matter too much, but at the same time, I can't remember the fight like move per move, and we might not even have seen the entire fight. We probably didn't, like as viewers. So there might have been a moment where he did use firebending to hit it away or to do something. So,
well, here's another point. I think he might have like while he was in the Avatar state done firebending.
Yeah, but he didn't need to know fire.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that like he might have still used it when he was in the Avatar state.
When he was in the Avatar, he definitely still used it. He definitely used it.
No, I know he used it. I'm saying like he would have still used it if he didn't learn it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because he didn't need to do it. Yeah. Right. All right, last one, and then we're gonna do some game stuff.
This is news to me.
Yeah, this is news to me too. I thought about it like 3 seconds ago. What if Aang never met the lion turtle? So what if Aang never met the lion turtle at the end of at the finale?
Should I imitate it again?
Please don't.
Look at the short. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Do you think he would have?
Yes. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What Aang would do a completely different thing.
No, you would have wanted him to kill him. I don't know. I think he would have beat him and then allowed the comet to go past, because the comet was like only another couple minutes away.
Correct. Yeah.
And once the comet went past, like now all their problems are done, and they could have just captured him and beat him.
How do you capture Ozai? Like, really? How do you, like? That was the biggest question throughout the finale. It's like, how do you defeat this guy? And obviously, like the lion turtle coming in was the solution to it.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you take the lion turtle out, you can't just fight him out of exhaustion. Obviously, Aang's younger. He's like he's 112, whatever you want to say. But like I think Aang would have been more tired, like a lot more tired.
Well, Aang in the Avatar state, Aang pretty much beat him.
Correct.
So he already almost at that point was done, and the comet was already almost gone.
Correct. But
the fleet was destroyed, and Ba Sing Se was back, taken over, and Azula was defeated. So we're taking all that in consideration. Then at that point, he's just like, he's a very powerful bender, but they basically won all the other battles already. So at that point, it's like, if you just defeat him, not kill him, but if you just defeat him enough.
But how? Like I'm asking you how, because I'm trying to think around it, and that the only solution I have is to
kill him. No,
the Haya.
I think the argument would be if you beat him enough, like knock him out, whatever you'd have to do. What was he? I mean, I guess you could say he can go home, but at that point, Zuko would have already taken over as the new Fire Lord, and they would have kind of solidified themselves in the. They would have already had troops and stuff in there. Done. Ba Sing Se's already taken over. Azula's already in jail, and the fleet was already destroyed. So, like, you can make the argument that, like, it's almost like any leader going into a fight and you take everything away from him. And It's like he's just a guy, even though he has powers.
Right.
Everything that made him strong is now kind of done.
You're just saying with time, he would have gotten tired and
Aang already had him.
He would have been knocked out.
Aang already had him tied up, beaten.
But he can get out of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, if he's tired enough, would he do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's tired enough. Like, could he still break free? I think he could.
Yeah.
Like Azula, like when Toph like pinned her against the wall to try to have Sokka interrogate where Suki is. Like, she got out of it.
Used fire.
Yeah, I mean, so like, if Azula can do it, Ozai could definitely do it. But it's the fact of like, if you're tired enough, like what you're saying, like if Aang's like kicking his ass. Maybe he doesn't break through, but in my mind, I'm sure he'd fight till every last breath.
Well, when he's out of breath, he'd win.
And therefore, it's the Haya.
We'll leave it to that.
Yeah.
So we have about 15 more minutes. So I wanted to do something with you because I've seen this. I've seen this on TikTok.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna do Avatar edition of this.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a blind game.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to put in order the most powerful in order without seeing the next ones.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
So I'm gonna be using your phone?
No.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and write down 4 or 5 characters.
From strongest to weakest.
Strongest to weakest.
Okay.
And
I've played this game before.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna do a couple games.
Meant in the games.
No, I'm in the games. EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Almost done. These were just Avatar: Last Airbender characters. We're not doing anything Legends of Korra or nothing like that. I was
expecting that. Okay.
Season 1 through 3.
Okay. So I'm ranking these like 1 out of 5.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
One more. All right. So
1 being strong, 5 being
1 being the strongest,
okay, got it.
5 being the weakest.
Perfect.
Blind reveal.
Yep. I like it.
Not number 1, but Boomy.
3.
Right in the middle. Iroh.
4. Sorry. I'm
2.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Matt's like 4. Do you want to change that?
Suki.
5.
Zhao.
4. Number 1. Who's number 1?
Cabbage merchant.
Let's go.
The strongest to weakness you said was Cabbage merchant at 1, Iroh at 2, Boomy at 3, Zhao at 4, Suki at 5.
What a way to represent.
What a list.
That's what I like to hear.
What a list.
That's actually what I like to hear.
Let's do one more. Actually, you do one for me.
Okay, so the 5 characters?
Okay. Just name 5 characters.
Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah, so we're gonna AnimeCon is in Rhode Island. I did not know how far of a drive Rhode Island is to Baltimore from Baltimore. That was gonna be like a 5-hour drive. It's like 8 hours. So I'm most likely flying out. We're gonna get there Friday night. Go Saturday, go Sunday. We're gonna do the podcast probably Saturday night. I don't think John knows about that. Giving you guys day 1, or we might do it Sunday night for both leaving Monday, and we'll give you guys a update at our hotel. We'll do like a little episode, maybe. It's not very planned out. I'm sure we'll do something, but it should be a fun weekend. John already said he's not looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it.
No, he's just he's a tired boy.
No, I'm so tired.
He's a sweepy boy.
Sweet. I saw that with Andy Snapchat.
Oh man. He's gonna probably give me something hard.
No.
Knowing John, he'll give me a bunch of easy ones. Well, I'll think of another game to play as well. We're just sitting here. Oh man. Look at these great books. I haven't read one of these books. He reads a lot.
Richie is a master reader. All right, I'm good. All right, number one, first person.
First person.
Ty Lee.
Ooh. I'm gonna say 2.
Number 2, Master P and Dow.
I'll put 3. I think Ty Lee would be him.
That's when you said that. Number 3, Katara.
1.
Number 4, Toph.
Sorry, Toph. 4.
And number 5, Long Fang.
Long Fang is long gone. 5. I actually like the list. Besides, I don't think Long Fang was that powerful.
We have a podcast running. I had to think of something.
No. I understand that. I'm saying I don't think Long Fang's that powerful. So
that's fine.
Me putting him at 5, I'm fine with. I think my list was good. Besides Toph probably being at 2. If everything went down 1, because my order was Katara, Ty Lee, P and Dow, Toph. I think if Toph,
if you just switch that,
if I said Ty Lee at 3 and then P and Dow at 4 and then Toph at 2, I would have been good. I would have been solid.
Yeah,
would have been solid.
Bingo was his name-o.
I'm sorry.
Bingo was his name-o.
Oh. Talk to them for like a minute. I'm gonna look for another game.
So yes, Cabbage Crew. We're gonna be going to AnimeCon in Rhode Island, as Matt said. While I was typing my stuff on his phone.
Just talk about the same stuff.
But no, we're excited. We're actually gonna be meeting up with an old friend, aka like a friend that I know, and Matt maybe only met him like twice at Cheesecake Factory on Saturday. And Matt, I remember telling Matt about it, and he was like, "What the hell are we going to the Cheesecake Factory?" And I'm like, "Because he says it's one of the better restaurants around."
I was gonna say, can we go to like a small business in the area that's known for? There's nothing over there.
He said there's like the expensive steakhouse or Cheesecake Factory,
okay.
And so we're going to Cheesecake Factory. And my friend keeps messaging me like once a week, like, "So you're coming in this time? We're still good for Saturday, right?" And I'm like, "Yes." Because like obviously, because he's doing, or he works in the state of Maine, and so like he's transporting himself. He's visiting. He's from Rhode Island, so he's visiting home because he knew that I was gonna be in the area. So we're gonna after day 1 on Saturday, we're gonna meet up and go to the Cheesecake Factory and have some good food and cheesecake, even though Matt doesn't care for it.
I'm alright with that. I'm okay with that.
Not original.
Well, when I go to new places,
yeah, I know.
I like going to new places.
I know.
Let's go to New York City and check out the Red Lobster.
But have you been to the Cheesecake Factory before?
I've been to one a long time ago.
So
I'd be okay with the steakhouse, but I said I didn't want it the other day, but
Does the 400...
anyway, I couldn't find another game to play.
Are you sure the $415 round trip plane ticket says
That's
otherwise?
true. That's true. Yeah. I might be driving, man. I don't know.
It's either you flying or you're driving yourself. That's just
yeah. We'll see. Can't think
or
of
you
any
could
other games.
drive to Pittsburgh and take the airline that I used.
I'm not driving to Pittsburgh and then taking an airline as well.
Hmm?
I'm not driving to Pittsburgh and then taking another airline.
It might be a little bit cheaper.
I don't care.
Okay, just throwing out options.
I won in poker last night. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah. All right. First time ever playing poker. Really. I mean, I played here once in a while. We had like 12 people.
Yeah, it was about 12 people.
12 people playing Texas Hold'em and dominated.
While you were sleeping.
I won. I was destroying, and then there was like 6 people left, and it was getting kind of like tic-tacky. And it was 3:00 in the morning. So my friend Andy took over my hand and apparently almost lost it.
Yeah.
And then ended up winning.
I came in second. I was facing off against Andy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I came in second. There was a point in time where he was the chips were down on your side, like somewhat significantly. And then the one hand that changed the dynamic of the whole game was two aces and 2 4s came on the board. And so opportunity for a full house. I had the 4, and so I didn't think Andy had the ace. He had the ace, and he started coming back from that moment because there was a lot of
he ruined that.
a lot of chips. Really a lot of chips we were
a lot of chips.
Yeah. A lot of chips.
I won $60.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, well, I think we're good to go. We're gonna be shooting more episodes. So Cabbage Crew, make sure you subscribe. Try to get us to 100 before Saturday.
Please,
it can happen.
Yes. If you like what we're talking about, then
if you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, I would say we're leaning. We're gonna Avatar: The Last Airbender, Legends of Korra. We're gonna also lean into a little bit of other anime things as well.
I'm so sorry.
As well as the comics. What's wrong?
Something that happened last night.
Okay.
It's about the podcast.
All right. Well. Okay. So Avatar: Last Airbender, Legends of Korra, anime. We're gonna be maybe even playing around with some early 2000s Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network stuff too once in a while.
Yeah.
What happened last night? You really want to say something?
So you've met Melinda before?
Yes.
Okay. So she likes Avatar and stuff.
Yeah.
And I told her hey, you should.
We met a lot of Avatar fans.
We should. I was telling her one hey, you should subscribe. And she's like, yeah, I don't know.
She looks like I've already seen you guys.
People do it to show support and all that stuff. But in terms of she just didn't want to do it, even though she's a fan. She was like, no. It was so funny.
I remember that. I walked over and I was like, "Yeah, subscribe." And you're like, "Don't pressure her." Okay.
I was crying actually on the inside.
Oh my god. Okay.
Anyway.
Well, cool. All right, guys. Well,
thanks, Cabbage Crew. We'll see you next time.